What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're covering the Japanese Grand Prix, round number 17 here for this F1 2016 Career Mode Championship. The R&D guy is giving me a report, letting us know where we stand in the vehicle performance comparison, and almost telling me to get on with development, but I don't think he got the memo that we've stopped development for the car for the rest of this season. So as you can see, we're very close to Williams there. We would have only been one more upgrade away from overtaking those guys. Renault are very close as well, right behind us. So there's nothing we can really do for the rest of this season. Just try and maximize all the points we have for all the upcoming races, and of course try and maximize all the R&D points we can score in those Friday practice sessions. So here we are for qualifying now for the Japanese Grand Prix. Thankfully enough, it looks like we're going to have a dry weekend this time, so it's going to be a really clear indication to see where we stand in this grid order for the Japanese Grand Prix. I'm not too sure how we're going to go, to be honest. The middle and first sector are reasonably high downforce, so I'd expect a car like Red Bull to be very competitive around here. But us, I'm not too sure where we would fit in the overall order around here. I seem to do okay around Japan, so it's just a waiting game. We just got to do the absolute best we can, see where we end up. In the previous few rounds, we have been knocking on the door of the top 10, you know, just outside there. So I'd expect to be somewhere around where we are now in P13. That first run we did there in qualifying was set on the medium compound tyres, and as you can see there, that is us right behind our teammate Pascal. Actually, no, that was soft compound tyres we did for the second run. And now this is the end of the session. Final set of option tyres are on the car, so 3 laps of fuel, absolute blast at the end of the session here, trying to make up as much time as we can through this first sector. I will admit I didn't maximize the first sector on my second run in the previous attempt, so this time it's a much better affair through there. 3/10 up through the first sector, but unfortunately I couldn't match my second sector, which was really solid on my first set of option tyres. So this time around we lose about a tenth and a half through the middle sector, and managed to hold a little bit of ground through the third, and now we come across the line a tenth and a half up, and we'll see where we end up. It's 15th place. Okay, so a little bit lower than what I was expecting. I was hoping to be at least 13th place in this Grand Prix for qualifying, but 15th place. It's the worst qualifying effort we've had for a few rounds now, but we are right behind our teammate Pascal Wehrlein, so that says to me that we've essentially maximized the potential of the car, because there's only half a tenth in it between myself and my teammate. So that's an indication to myself, to other people, that yeah, we got the most out of the car there, and there was nothing else we could really do there. I'm running with the stock setup in my career mode. A lot of people ask me, like, what's going on with the setup? What am I using? Can I show it to them? It's basically the stock engineer setup. That's been the way for the last 6-7 rounds at least. I just feel like it's more I don't know, realistic like that, and it's keeping a really close rivalry between myself and my teammate by doing that. So the rivalry updates, we get 30 points before Valtteri Bottas there, but in the final few points there, he managed to claw those back and get 30 points as well. So we managed to level equal there with Valtteri Bottas in the rivalry, and unfortunately, I have not beaten Valtteri Bottas yet. We've like completed 3 rivalries now. He's won 2, and the third one now has been a draw. I was really hoping I'd get him there, but that has been the end of qualifying, guys. We're going to set off now for the race, for the Japanese Grand Prix, starting from 15th place. We're a little bit down the order, so I'd like to move forward in this race, really be aggressive from the start, and who knows, we might come away with a really good result if we can work the strategy really well into our race. So without further ado, it's time for the Japanese Grand Prix.
And a very warm welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, an event that has decided a Drivers' Championship 11 times over the years and has hosted some very memorable races as well. Who can forget Kimi Raikkonen's win from 17th on the grid in 2005, or Kamui Kobayashi's incredible drive to a podium in 2012.
Your target today is 13th place.
Fairly realistic expectations from the team today, which is a bit of a surprise. But here we are on the grid of the Japanese Grand Prix here in Suzuka. Race strategy looks like it's a 2-stop, going from the soft compound tyres right onto the hard compound for a high tyre management strategy there. So I'm going to stick with that, I suppose. I wonder what my teammate Pascal is doing starting right in front of me. Speaking of that, he's on the medium tyres, so he might be on a potential one-stop strategy, maybe going mediums, hards, softs, if he was going to do a two-stop. But yeah, it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. Both the Manor cars doing a split strategy for a change, so either way, I think one of the Manors might win out today if we can get our way through the pack. So here we are for the Japanese Grand Prix, waiting for those 5 red lights to ignite now in this race. Will get itself underway. Build the revs, hold the clutch, let it go, and we are away for the Japanese Grand Prix. Pascal, very nice start there, despite being on the harder of the 2 tyre compounds out of the 2 of us there. Into turn 1, there's a wall of cars in front of us. 3 wide, including Perez, Wehrlein, and Button. We got the inside of all those guys as they kind of drift off wide through the second part of turn 2 there. So we move into P12 now. Next up is Nico Hulkenberg. Let's be really aggressive on this first lap, shall we? See where we can get ourselves. The AI like to slow down a little bit if they're in heavy traffic, so we're going to try and make the most out of that and take as many positions as we can. Be absolutely ruthless on this first lap, see where we end up, and then just build our pace from there. Through the middle sector now, we narrowly avoid Daniel Kvyat there, and now it presents an opportunity. We got the insider now into the points after starting in P15. It's been a very nice start so far. Next up is Fernando Alonso, slow in that McLaren Honda. We put it up to Rich to try and expose that lack of straight line speed side by side through 130R, but we just make it through there without crashing or completely running off the track there. P9, and the first lap is only just coming to a close now. Kimi Räikkönen, fastest lap of the race. He's leading this Grand Prix and is looking good so far in the early part of this race. I'm moving to the inside part of the track, really going aggressive here to maintain my track position and block Alonso from getting in front of me through the slipstream. So here's the race start on the replay. You can see we really lit up the rear tyres there. Probably put down a little bit too much throttle there. And probably cost me on the second phase of that start. Through turn 1 now, you can see the 3 cars in front of me really got tangled up there. Massive losers through turn 2 there, and we carry on. Next up, this is Hulkenberg. We said we wanted to be aggressive through this part of the track. We look for an avenue around the outside. It turns to the inside for the next left-hander, and then Hulkenberg has to surrender there. The gap was closing. That was P10, I believe, and then this is Daniel Kvyat. Heading into the middle sector now. Going through Degner 1, we got very close to him, and then into the braking zone of Degner 2. We almost drill him there. We just cleared him and get up the inside. He runs wide a little bit, presents us with an opportunity to take that position, and we didn't need any second opportunities there. So here's 130R up the inside of Alonso. That was a really wild pass through there. I went through there as quickly as I could, just kept it on the track, and that was another position for us. So this now is lap number 3. There's a Toro Rosso, I believe, that's holding up Rosberg and one of the Red Bulls and a Williams. So this is really helping me out because the Toro Rosso seems like it's even slower than me in this race, and it's backing up the cars behind it into me. So this is turning into a very fruitful start of the race here. This is actually lap 2, not lap 3. But we go up the inside of Bottas there. We run side by side now through this long curving corner that leads up to the spoon curve. And we move into position 8. So next up is Ricciardo. Rosberg is in front of him, and it's Sainz who is in P5 and is struggling for pace in this early part of this Japanese Grand Prix. We could potentially go up the inside of Ricciardo there, but I just thought I wasn't close enough to go up the inside there like I was to Bottas on the previous lap. So I bided my time. I was a little bit patient, and now leading up to 130R here, Rosberg shapes a move up the inside of Sainz here. This could get ugly. Fast revs here. Looks like these guys are all in standard possibly. And whoa, we made contact there with Rosberg, and somehow we didn't concede damage. Lost the back end like crazy. Saved it. Went around the outside of Sainz there through the outside part of the final chicane there, and we move up to P6. So much happened in the space of 10 seconds there. It was near impossible for me to keep up with the commentary there, but we've been a massive winner out of that. Overtook the Toro Rosso, the Red Bull, and now make that a Mercedes as Rosberg goes slow through turns 1 and 2. Has he got front wing damage? I'm not too sure. Here's the replay. Up the inside of Ricciardo through 130R. These guys in front of us got really slowed up, and I mistakenly went in there a little bit too quick there, all guns blazing, ran into the back of Rosberg, but we managed to survive. And here, I don't know what the issue is here for Rosberg. He just goes in a bit slow. Did he lock up a tyre or something like that? I'm not too sure. but we move in front of him as well. Another replay from the onboard, and we'll slow this down this time. You can see that sign's getting shoved out wide. Rosberg had a compromised run through there, so he was slowed up on the exit, and I had the best run out of all these guys, and I went in there a little bit too quick. I should have gone a little bit more conservative in there, and I would have not made contact with Rosberg there. But either way, it worked out for us in the end because we got in front of all of those guys, including Rosberg. Now this is lap 5. 1 or 2 cars have stopped now for their first pit stop of this race. We move into P4. Next up is Hamilton, who is a long way up the road, by the way. And now here comes the angry pack of cars behind me, who have all been mugged by a Manor, essentially. And I was actually giving slipstream to Ricciardo there as a strategy ploy to make those 2 cars behind me side by side, so they'd slow each other up, and that worked perfectly there. So this is lap 6 now. We're prepping now for a pit stop to put on the hard compound tyres, sticking with the team strategy at this phase of the race here. And we're in P2 at the moment. A lot of cars in front of us have now made their stops, and now we are making ours. Coming into the pit lane now. It's been a bit of a weakness entering the pit lane in the last few rounds. I made an effort to really go in there quite quickly, and I think that was a very aggressive entry into the pit lane there. Made up a bit of time on Rosberg, and now it's us versus Red Bull versus Mercedes in the first pit stop of this race, and it's a 2.2 second stop, a very good one there. We emerge in front of the Mercedes, which is awesome, because in previous races we've conceded positions in the race because of slow pit stops or getting held there. But good to see that we got in front of Rosberg. Unfortunately, couldn't get in front of Ricciardo there, who perfected the undercut and got in front of us. And then after that, he broke away, and I don't think we'll have any answer for him for the rest of this stint now. So this is lap 8 now. Here comes Rosberg around the outside there. I was really having to run in rich revs all the time on the start-finish straight, and also the run-up to 130R. You can see I'm running rich all the time, and then saving fuel through the first sector. And for the most part, it kept the Mercedes behind, but now I had a bad exit through the spoon curve. Contact through 130R, as myself and Rosberg went side by side through there. He takes a position. I wasn't too happy about this. I was actually quite angry that there was contact there, and now Rosberg is back in front of us. But now, crucially for us, we have the slipstream and the DRS. Rich revs. We're going to try and soar past him again if we can. We are legitimately racing a Mercedes in this Japanese Grand Prix. It's quite unbelievable. We are just doing enough on the straights to keep the Mercedes behind us, and that's all we need to do. Through the corners, we're absolutely horrible, but on the straights where the strong points of the Mercedes shine through, we're able to keep them behind, but only just. Rosberg around the outside there. He gets collected by Kimi Räikkönen, though, and he's out of the Grand Prix. Rosberg has gone down in a blaze of glory here around the outside through 130R. He tries to hang around the outside here. He doesn't turn in early enough. He's run wide off onto the AstroTurf here. Rejoins the track, but Räikkönen is right there. Wheel-to-wheel contact. Rosberg's front left and the suspension could not handle the damage there. The contacts and the energy that just went through that tire was enough to rip it off of the chassis there, and that's the end of Rosberg's race there. Very, very unfortunate for him to end it like that in the barriers, and it's just been a horrible day for him there. Here you can see on board with Räikkönen. We turn in for the corner, all fine, but Rosberg leaves too much space, and he rejoins on the track. Räikkönen probably could have left a bit more space. It's just an unfortunate case of both drivers kind of coming into each other's lines there. Rosberg probably shouldn't have rejoined the track so aggressively, so dangerously, and the difference in speed there was enough for Rosberg to lose his front left tyre there. Let me know down in the comments who you think was at fault for that, because it could be interpreted a number of different ways there. But Räikkönen moves into P3 there. He ran wide through turn 1. I thought I got him, but then I got goosed there. Ran wide through turn 2, and Räikkönen got me back there. So it's turning into an absolutely crazy race here for this Japanese Grand Prix. Around the outside of Verstappen there, by the way, who held it in there through the inside of 130R. Normally, the AI will always back out there, but Max Verstappen, he kept the foot down there and he kept going. So I don't know if that's intentionally done there by Codemasters through Verstappen's AI, whether he's coded to be more aggressive. But Verstappen held it up the inside there. That's unbelievable. On the exit of turn 1, though, he runs wide there. This seems to be a trait through a lot of the F1 games lately, where the AI will run wide if they're side by side into turn 1, and it seems again that's another trait of F1 2016. But there is a major update coming to consoles, hopefully soon, that'll fix the aggressiveness and just the racy nature of the AI. They're going to be a lot better once this massive patch comes out soon, which I haven't got on my Xbox One at the moment, unfortunately. So we carry on here on lap 15. We're in the DRS of Max Verstappen. I'm not too sure if you guys are aware, but my aggressive use of the fuel here has got me in trouble a little bit in terms of just my overall standing in this race. I think I was 0.39 down on fuel, and after Verstappen got in front of me there, I really had to rein back how much fuel I was using in the race. I couldn't use rich revs anymore. I had to limit myself to just using standard on the straights and then lean everywhere else because I didn't want to run out of fuel in this race. We were really digging a massive hole for us here. I had to let these guys go, unfortunately, if I was going to stay, you know, positive with the fuel here. So lap 16, we're coming to the end of our hard tyre stint here, and I believe we'll be coming into the pits now. Yes, we do. We dive into the pits. We're going to switch on to a set of mediums. We were going to do hards to the end of the race, but I decided to switch it up, go to mediums, because I feel like they're going to be the better race tyre to finish on. So hopefully we get a good pit stop here. There's a safety car. Safety car has been deployed on lap 17 of this Japanese Grand Prix. That came out of nowhere. I don't believe I saw anyone retire though, so I'm not too sure what that's for. Is that a very, very late reaction to Rosberg's retirement? I'm not too sure, but it's been a very, very long time since we've seen the safety car. I've done multiple races, multiple videos, and I've not seen the safety car since like the first or second race in Melbourne in this career mode championship. But very next lap, a lot of the midfield runners make their stops, and we're elevated to P5 there. So the timing of that safety car was absolutely beautiful there. Called out just as we were making our stop. So in terms of our race, I think that's really helped us out there. Might have made things a little bit awkward for some other runners in this Grand Prix, like Sebastian Vettel, who makes his stop just one lap after the safety car itself came out. So he's buried in the order a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting.
The drivers we're fighting here are Ricardo and Bottas.
Just thought I'd ask the engineer what's going on there in terms of, you know, who are we racing in this race. You know, just try and get a gauge of, you know, where we might finish in this Grand Prix, because at the moment we're sitting pretty in position 4 with Kimi Räikkönen right in front of us on soft compound tyres. Not too sure if any of these guys around us still need to make a pit stop. I think maybe 1 or 2 people around us here might need to make a pit stop. So we continue on with this race now. It's been restarted. We try and stay with these guys as much as we can. Hamilton still leads from Ricardo, then Räikkönen in 3rd place. So the guys in front of us, they're on the hard compound tyres. Now, I don't know how long they've been on their tyre set for, so it's really a mystery as to whether they're going to come in at the end of the race or not. Räikkönen might be the only one with Sainz as well coming in as well. No, Kvyat behind us, who's actually trying to battle us as well. So we carry on here on lap 22. DRS has been enabled once again, and Kimi Räikkönen, in fact, actually just made his pit stop. So we now move into P3 briefly before Kvyat took that position off of us, but now we're back in 3rd again. So at the moment, with 5 laps, Räikkönen's out of this race. Kimi Räikkönen is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. What happened? Is it an engine failure? You bet it is. Another engine failure. Another one. Another one. He holds up a... sorry, that's so cringe. He holds up Sebastian Vettel there, and he's out of the Grand Prix. So we still sit in 3rd place with 5 laps to go in this Japanese Grand Prix. Can we hold on and finish on the podium in this Grand Prix? That'd be the first podium of the season, first podium ever for Manor, and it would just be absolutely incredible if we could do that. We could still potentially win this race. Who knows if Hamilton and Ricardo come in heading on to the final lap of this race. It's very unlikely, but you never know in these Codemasters F1 games. 2 laps to go now, and Hülkenberg right behind me has been closing the gap by like over a second a lap for the last few laps. So it's getting a little bit nervous here as he's really closing me up in this Force India. Hülkenberg himself has never scored a podium in real life Formula 1, so he'd be very keen to get that position over me here. And this is Ricardo and Hamilton squabbling over the lead here. They've been interchanging positions on every DRS straight for the last 5 or 6 laps. It's going to go right down to the wire to see who wins this race. But for us, it's all about looking after the tyres. It's all about, keeping an eye on the fuel, making sure we don't run out here. This is the final lap now. This is Ricciardo's final chance to have a go at Lewis Hamilton. It's side by side for those two guys as they go through 130R for the final time. Ricciardo takes the lead of the Grand Prix with just 2 corners to go. I have to cut off there because we're focusing on our own race here. 56% on the tyre wear there. The tyres are really starting to let go here. Ricciardo holds firm, wins the Japanese Grand Prix, but it's going to be all about us here as we're going to come up to the line and get our first ever podium for Manor.
Yes, that's a podium. Excellent drive. The team have worked especially hard this weekend, and this is a fantastic reward.
I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. In our first season in this Manor career mode, we have ourselves a podium in this Japanese Grand Prix. I'm just shell-shocked. You could not believe the jubilation I felt crossing the line to score 15 points. First podium ever for the team, and I am just absolutely ecstatic. Like, nothing will top this unless we get a race win. That's just absolutely amazing. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, destroy that like button. I would really appreciate it. There we go. First podium in F1 for the Manor team. And yeah, this is just the first step towards becoming a front-running team in this World Championship here in Formula 1. Yeah, what else is there to say? We had a really good race. We got a little bit lucky there in the midway part of that. With Raikkonen retiring there. Also with Nico Rosberg getting blown up as well on Raikkonen. So, absolutely mental race. We saw the safety car for the first time in many races, and that undoubtedly helped our race strategy there. Able to fend off Rosberg for a good part of that race. But yeah, it's just really encouraging. Really encouraging in this race that we were able to defend positions when we really set our mind to it. But yeah, just an incredible result for the team. Nothing will top this for the rest of the season unless we can get a race win. But in terms of the driver's standings, we move up to position number 7 now. And our position in the championship just continues to astound me. We've got another achievement in this championship, spent over 75% of the season overachieving the team's expectations there. So that's really good to see. 85 points. I think it's almost inevitable now that we'll finish inside the top 10 in this World Drivers' Championship, which is a really awesome achievement, especially in the Manor. We started off in the season dead last. We were the last car, the slowest car out of everyone, and we managed to work on the car, get some good results in the process, which has really kicked things up a gear every single race. We've got better and better and better. And now we sit 5th place in the Constructors as well, which is absolutely mind-boggling. But guys, that's been this episode for today, the Japanese Grand Prix. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. I would really appreciate it if you could leave your support on this video. And yeah, let's have a look at the trophy room because we got a podium, and it's just good to see that we've got that 3rd place in the trophy room, and we can go back to previous seasons and just see that was the start of something very special in this career mode championship. That's been this video for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video very soon.